Legal implications of software development, Microsoft versus Netscape. In the late 20th and early 21st century, Microsoft had a monopoly on operating systems for desktops, namely Windows. Realising this, Microsoft pushed their other software into Windows. One application in particular, Internet Explorer, became further embedded with each generation of Windows. This led Microsoft to make Internet Explorer 4 integrate into Windows completely while making it considerably harder to change or uninstall. This led to a competing web browser company, Netscape, to sue Microsoft for them taking advantage of their monopoly to silently push out their competitors out of the market and promote their own software. In Microsoft's defense, they produced a secret email stating that Netscape wanted Microsoft's cooperation, stating that it would stay out of the way of if Microsoft invested in Netscape. They also mentioned the allegations were false, as Netscape browsers were widely distributed when compared to Microsoft's Internet Explorer. In this diagram, we see in the late 1990s, Netscape does hold most of the internet user base. However, this is slowly becoming less true as Internet Explorer grows in relevance, owing to the fact that Microsoft pushed it out with Windows. Netscape's argument against Microsoft was that their monopoly in desktop operating systems led them to conduct predatory actions via their software. In particular, Internet Explorer's fourth generation would be integrated into the Windows operating system. Netscape's intention was for success. They did not want Microsoft's failure in the process. However, Netscape believed that Microsoft used ill practices to push Internet Explorer and thus sued them for an antitrust case breach. The antitrust case began in 1996 and ended in late 2002. And although Netscape won the case, by the time it had finished, Netscape's user base had dropped dramatically. This is because Internet Explorer shipped free with Windows and eventually became the dominant web browser before its transformation into Microsoft Edge. Looking at the graphic now, again, we see the exponential growth that Internet Explorer had as Netscape Navigator use shrank, leading to its eventual end during the early 2000s. This then led on to the second generation of web browser wars. After the death of both Internet Explorer and Netscape Navigator, newer browsers like Mozilla Firefox, Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome have come into their own, allowing for rich media, various plugins and a complete in-browser experience that was only a dream in the early 2000s. The results of the Netscape versus Microsoft case did, however, put the spotlight on how software developers fairly market their own products and the ethical implications that can occur due to predatory behaviour, such as understanding how you both advertise your product and install it in your operating system while respecting your competition, which is vital for you and your company's integrity, regardless of what position or power you may be situated in.